Hello and welcome to Group G's presentation on Case 3-2, Volkswagen of America, Managing IT Priorities. This presentation has been prepared by Ali, Chantel, Chris, and Noreen. In the course of this presentation, we will complete an assessment of the new process at Volkswagen for managing priorities. We will look at the criticisms attributed to this new process and whether they are warranted, and we will also comment on whether the new process offers improvement over the previous one. Then we will look at who controls the budget for IT projects and whether someone else should control these budgets. Lastly, we will offer a guidance for how Matulovic should respond to his co-workers who are looking to be exceptions to the new priority process.
The new process is more orderly and rational. It has enterprise-wide functional model. It also has a lot of information readily available to make informed decisions. It would make trade-offs explicit and link projects to the core business processes. A hierarchical and prioritized view of all major goals across the enterprise. Formalizing governance and prioritizing process provide a mean to categorize organizational activity and align it to the corporate strategy. There are some disadvantages of the new processes. First one is trade-off between projects is very complex process. Some business units were having difficulty in associating projects with enterprise goals. Business unit executives were not acknowledging projects from other areas as important to the organizational goal. If a project was not valued locally and is not directly related to top most ranked goals, it could be poorly served by the new process. The main criticism was that there are many categorization mistakes and the process is too theoretical. They felt there is an unfair treatment among projects and it was an attempt by IT department to drive strategy. Some projects have not been properly incorporated into the company's strategy using the new resource allocation process. In my opinion, criticism is unjustified, since the new high-level business architecture explicitly depicted the key resources in an organized way. Some of business units' most important projects were officially not viable until next year or later. Besides, the new process is focused on organizational priorities, not on business unit goals and projects. The old process was more about on schedule and on budget projects. It was more focused on to do projects right. Whereas the new process has elements such as high level business architecture, prioritization of projects, and enterprise wide information inventory. It has a philosophy of right projects versus doing projects right. In my opinion, the new process is an improvement over the old process.
My name is Chris, and next I'll answer the following two questions. Who controls the budgets from which IT products are funded at Volkswagen America, and who should control these budgets? The first I will address is who controls the budgets. The Volkswagen Group, which is the parent company of Volkswagen of America, is the one who controls the budgets for IT products. At one point, Volkswagen of America had more than 40 projects spanned over 10 business units. The requirement for these projects was an astounding $210 million, of which only $60 million was set aside for the projects by the Volkswagen Group. The way budgets were set was relatively unfair for Volkswagen of America. These decisions were based on unstructured debate among executive sponsors. The new process being discussed would ensure more equality for Volkswagen of America's corporate goals. The next question I'll address is who should control these budgets. There needs to be board-level leadership and broad-based executive involvement for the design of these financial decisions. Having the parent company make all decisions will often see, and has seen, Volkswagen of America be undercut when it comes to the budget for IT products. If there's a more board-level leadership between all subsidiaries of the company, it will greatly improve the fairness when it comes to distribution of the budget. Some of the largest success factors for designing IT governance involve the following: intentional but minimalist design, board-level leadership, broad-based executive involvement, clear ownership but broad participation, enforce execution but accommodate exception, define benefits and target expectations, and aim for evolution, not revolution, in implementation.
On this slide, I will be talking about how should Matulovic respond to his fellow executives who are calling to ask him for special treatment outside the new priority management system. Sorry for my voice, guys. I have a cold. The first bullet point I wanted to discuss is the leader of process development. So Matulovic was not an information technologist by training or experience. He is more of a leader of process of development. So he likes the process of things, and he likes to work towards things in a process that helps develop the company itself. So by saying this, he likes following a process. He likes getting to that beginning step, and he likes getting to the end step through a process. The next bullet point is the Digital Business Council. So they are composed of representatives from the e-business teams, and they have to categorize their projects, and the business impacts of the projects, the funding amount, etc., etc. And all these are categorized into three-phase processes. And the phase 1 is calling for projects. The phase 2 is the formal projects request from business units, and the phase 3 is the transforming business unit requests into enterprise goals. As we know, Matulovic is experiencing some executives who are calling to ask him for special treatment outside of the priority management system. And I believe that he shouldn't allow them to have special treatment outside of the system, even though some people are wondering and feeling that the system and the process is being unfair. But then there has to be a line, and they have to draw a line and understand where this is going to end, because if he lets one project slip by, then another team's going to come in and say, well, what about my project? Why was their project funded and mine wasn't funded? So there has to be a line drawn, and I think this new process in STEP is the way around for Volkswagen, and it's the way of process development, and it's right under his alley because he is a leader of process development. So I believe that he shouldn't be giving any of the executives special treatment outside of this new priority management system. Thanks.
Thank you for viewing our presentation. Please let us know if you agree or disagree with our assessments and suggestions.